5.
I really wanted to go and grab his foot and just flip him while he's setting the camera.
Now, so I guess.
No, I was gonna say one of the fairly obscure. I mean, a lot of people know about it, but cars that I've always really liked, the Celine S7.
Oh, I love those.
God, they make such a dirty sound.
I like the twin turbo ones because they are just beautiful. I don't know if they're all twin turbo.
No, they're not.
No,
I know
they
some
were.
of them were. I didn't know if they all were or
The
not.
thing is, I really like them, but I don't know much about them, which is a
I
weird thing.
have
For
a
me.
poster of one on my wall.
I had a
Mhm.
silver model car one, and in Test Drive Unlimited.
Test Drive
They were
Unlimited.
my favorite thing. I think it was Test Drive Unlimited 2.
Ooh.
You could, when you could mod them, and then you
I
went
never
all the way
played
around.
those games actually.
I loved it. Now
I
that
don't know
I
about
play
never, but-
Forza, I couldn't go back to it just because the driving physics sucked.
Mhm.
But it was one of those things that game was like my game for a while. You went around the whole island of Hawaii. In fact, they had a race. It's called like Tour of the Island or something like that, where you go all the way around the whole outside
Oh,
of the
dude,
island.
that's pretty cool.
It
Wasn't
took
that on
me-
like PS2 or PS1?
PS2, Xbox 360.
Oh, was it on 360? Okay.
Yeah, there was on I think Test Drive was on PlayStation 1 and 2, and then Test Drive Unlimited 2 came out, and that's when it was on 360 and the 2, I think. I'm not sure.
Isn't that weird that a PS2 was comparable with a 360?
I think PlayStation 2.
Not really, because the PS3 and the 360 were.
They were the
It
most.
was the
comparable, but-
Xbox and PS2 that were like.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Anyways, this isn't a video game show.
I don't know. I really loved the Maserati MC12. I always
yeah.
wanted one in the white with the blue around the bottom. And then
Another
the green.
fairly obscure
They're only,
supercar that's kind of
like,
faded into
millions of dollars.
obscurity. The Jag XJ220.
Oh, you're talking about that 6-cylinder twin turbo that had like a shitload of lag.
Did
And
like 200 miles an hour though.
it was like really, really fast, but I remember they were talking about that, and the problem with those is that they originally came out, I think they were supposed to be all-wheel drive. They were supposed to be V12. And then...
We're a V12.
No, they were V6.
I'm gonna look it up.
They were V6.
Look straight up.
You have the tablet right in front of you, my dude.
Dude, my phone. This thing's slow.
But no, like, they were a V6. They were spec'd out to either be a V10 or a V12. And then as they got closer to production, they ended up being a V6. And then they cut the all-wheel drive, so they were just rear-wheel drive. And then in order to keep the same amount of power...
twin turbo V6.
Yeah, in order to keep the same amount
Let
of
me
power...
look at it, make sure it's the same car I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's it.
And then, what was I getting at?
Whoa.
I don't know.
217 miles an hour.
But like, yeah, they were talking about how the people were lining up out the door to buy them,
Develop, V12 and concept 4-wheel drive, yeah.
Yeah. See? But they were talking about them, and people were signing up for that. And a lot of people got pissed off because they prepaid the cash, for them because they had to get on the list because they were all. I think they were all sold out before they actually were produced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they bought them, or they were there, and then as they got closer to production, they switched it to the V6 rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, they're saying one of the most significant changes was the replacement of the V12 to turbocharged V6.
Mm-hmm.
The changes to the specs, specifications, and collapse in price.
Yeah.
Brought it
And
down,
it pissed a lot of people off because they signed up for that and they didn't get it. But then a lot of people were talking about how they have a really, really bad turbo lag. I don't know if it's as bad as they make it out to be, but a lot of people say that is one of the really, really, I think, because turbo technology wasn't that.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was made from 92 to 94.
Exactly.
So it's not
so
like
long ago. I mean, that's old.
Tyler's car, the twin turbo 3000 ZX.
3000.
1,000 miles, buddy. Noah with the 3000.
The 3000 GX ZT VR4.
Right. Yeah. You know what would be funny? Actually, now that we talk about it, swap the VR4 into the 3000 or the 300 ZX.
I think that would be so sacrilegious.
That would
I would do it just to see what people would say. I'm that kind of person. Just to see what kind of people I pissed off and see who goes, ooh and ah. It's still a twin turbo V6.
Fuck you. Yeah, mounted the wrong way.
Oh, I guess it is mounted.
The VR4s are transfers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, I can be a know-it-all too, motherfucker.
Hey, I wasn't mocking that. I was mocking the fact that it was horizontal versus vertical. Well, I guess they're all horizontal. Never mind. I'm talking stupid.
Yeah.
I need to go to bed. He's like, I'm not gonna go to bed for 3 hours, no matter how much my brain wants to.
I need like another 4 or 5 of those. No, I don't know. It's just the new.
What are other fairly obscure, cool cars?
Well, that's a hard topic, actually.
There's a new all titanium supercar
Oh, really?
coming out. Yeah, I just read up about it. It's
Titanium light or heavy? I don't know. I would
It's
assume
lighter
it's
than
light,
steel, I
but
think.
not quite as light as aluminum.
Or is it stronger than steel in the same weight? I don't know. All I know is it's stronger. Titanium is pretty cool shit. Excuse me.
Well, I know the Paganis, which I love Paganis.
They're carbon with
They're
titanium.
they're carbotanium,
They're
yeah.
like cartanium. They're carbon fiber with titanium like strands in it.
They're
weaved into
Cartanium.
Cartanium.
You know what I think is really cool? The new McLaren P1s.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Oh yeah, but they're actually so rigid that when they went, I think it was Le Mans.
Oh yeah,
racing,
yeah.
They actually did not. They didn't
need
need a roll cage.
Okay, so
Wow.
titanium is as strong as steel, but 45% lighter.
Okay, there we
Okay.
go.
It's called the Volcano Titanium. That's badass.
Let me see a picture. It looks like a.
Here, I'll go back.
It looks like a mix between a.
I'll go back to
Too far.
It's too far. Go back. Go back. We have to go back.
It looks like a mix between like a
Oh.
Aston Martin and.
It has like Aston Martin and it has like LFA. And
Yeah.
it has like
We're
kind
gonna
of like a Koenigsegg. Yeah.
Save that picture so we can throw it
Yeah,
out
and
there.
it has like the kind of like a Koenigsegg kind of thing on the front.
I saw a picture of a newer Koenigsegg, and it had a really interesting front.
Is it the Regera?
I don't know. It was,
I think Koenigsegg is really cool because
I know.
that's another. You know.
That's it. Yeah, no, yeah,
Oh.
they're beautiful.
I think it's really cool because it's kind of like Pagani in the fact that it just kind of came out of nowhere and
Yeah.
started making huge
Yeah, that-
strides.
Yeah, the Regera.
It looks beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I'm just.
You know what I
used to,
think
like,
is
the
really
CCX
cool?
and stuff.
You know what I think is really cool from Koenigsegg is the 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. 1 horsepower per kilogram.
I love the top mount rear wing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. The way it comes off the back.
Mhm.
Did you see that second gen Viper today? When we were coming off of.
When we were, yeah,
44.
the one Aaron was trying to race.
Oh, he was trying to race him?
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
turned into the gas station.
Yeah.
I think the Viper was just like, I'm not racing this guy, and fucking copped out.
Honestly, I was talking to my buddy about this. I go, if I could find a wrecked second gen Viper, I would LS swap it. Not like wrecked, but something with a blown motor.
Why?
Why? Because it'll get better gas mileage.
Boo!
It has a V10.
Boo! Why would you don't buy a Viper for gas mileage?
I don't know.
What are you, my mom?
Maybe.
Oh, I
No,
better
it's
put my
just
Toyota Corolla engine.
cheaper
That's
parts.
what
Easier to go faster. And better gas mileage. I don't know. It's just one of those
we'll
things.
get. 8.4 liter V10.
But if the motor's already blown, are you going to
Then you
spend the 10 grand
rebuild
to go out and get another Viper motor?
Or the 20 grand to swap a V8 into
It
it.
would not be 20 grand. LS swaps are cheap.
Yeah,
You
but
could
getting
pick
it
up-
to fit in there is gonna be expensive.
How? Getting it to fit.
Dude, I
It has
can.
a- it has an 8.4 liter V10 in it. You
V10
take that out,
is
you're gonna
bigger.
have buttholes of space to put it.
Obviously,
in there.
but mounting it in there is going to be expensive.
But it's not. All it is you could. It's like putting a LS in a mod motor, or in a mod motor car, like a mod motor Mustang. It's literally just a mount, adapter mount. They really have it. All it is you bolt this plate.
I don't know. I just think that's sacrilegious to put a V8 in a car that's supposed to be a V10, especially one as iconic as a Viper.
I mean, I guess I just.
I know people from. I know a guy from England who literally says the Viper's the only American car worth talking about.
I don't agree with that. I don't understand why. I don't understand that.
Well,
Okay, you don't understand it until you drive like a really nice European car because my dad just bought a brand new A3.
Okay.
And we rented a brand new Impala to go down to Kentucky, and that thing was garbage.
Oh God,
All
the
the
original
original
cars.
cars,
It had 500 miles on it. It was brand new, and it was terrible. I mean, not just because 50 people had been in it. It's just like the design of like the interior and the dash was stupid. Like panels didn't fit. Like there's this weird bulkhead thing that comes out, and like the panel didn't fit right on it, and it was super slow too.
When they came out and they announced them at the Detroit International Auto Show, I was there. I looked at them, I sat in them. I thought they were beautiful cars.
They're okay, but like I'm thinking about like my buddy's mom bought a brand new 2016 Malibu.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Really?
It's bad. Like they tried to make it look nicer than it actually is, I think. Because it's neat, they've got like a little wood trim that goes along here, and they've got a little light that goes under the dash, and you can change the colors, and look how neat it is. I'm a simple-minded American.
Yeah.
I am a simple-minded American. I drive a
like,
cop car that has nothing in it.
But like, I haven't driven the car. I've only been in the thing once or twice, so I don't have a huge opinion on it. But I just noticed the dash was kind of not really cluttered, but just kind of messy.
Yeah.
And my buddy, who's driven his mom's car a few times, says he prefers his, an 07 Mazda 3 to it.
But let's touch on that. You know, there's the newer cars, and they all have the fancy electronic dashes, and they got all the fancy equipment inside.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think about it, I go to my '98 Trans Am. I go, that's all I ever need.
Yeah.
I do not really care for all the fancy electronics in
Yeah.
in the newer cars. You know.
Well, they're gonna get. I mean, okay, this tablet is from like 2008.
Mhm.
It's so
wow.
dated.
No,
Like
true. It
that,
really is.
like cars with like the screens and stuff are gonna show their age so fast.
Well, like I was watching another podcast recently where they were talking about, it was like an 03 BMW.
Yeah,
that had the built-in
Yeah.
navigation, and they said it's horrible.
Oh, yeah,
the only
'cause
color they used was brown.
Yeah. Well, and like the ones that have like the screen that doesn't hide away, like that. I mean, it's going to be a huge problem because when a kid's buying a used car 15 years down the line and it has a screen in it, that is going to be slow as balls, and you can't. It's there.
That's the other thing I don't like is that they're going into the LCD is your gauge cluster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the LCD screen.
Yeah.
That's your whole gauge cluster, like in the new Corvettes. Now the new Corvettes are slightly special because they still have the analog sticks on the sides. I believe, like the newer, but I don't know.
I haven't had the privilege of
I've sat in a couple.
of driving one.
I haven't driven one, but again,
Driven?
Driven. But at the Detroit International Auto Show when they first came out, I sat in them.
I've
If I
sat
remember
in a
correctly,
couple,
they
but
have-
I wasn't allowed to turn anything on.
Mm-hmm.
I just sat in and went, ooh, this is nice.
Yeah,
Ooh, better.
I
This
like
feels
it.
like, ooh.
Well,
I remember going through the gears in the 7-speed. And at first,
Unfortunately, the one I sat in was an auto, so I didn't get that privilege.
I thought it was gonna be weird, but once I went through the pattern a couple times, I was like, actually, it's really nice.
a lot of gears.
Right.
No, but like in my dad's Audi, the screen it hides away in the
Oh.
dash. So like when it gets dated, you can just have it sitting there and it's like it doesn't even have it, and then it just has normal like air like radio stuff and air conditioning and stuff.
I'm just worried about all these screens, especially with the LCD or the screen gauge clusters. But when that goes out, that's gonna be money to replace.
Oh,
And it's
yeah,
like
yes.
if that's all you're relying on in order for that to be what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
But at the same time, how often do they go out?
Well, I mean, like the dad, like
The thing
my
is, I don't
dash-
think those are running off of their own computer. Like, I don't think like let's take like I really like the Focus STs.
Mhm.
They have, if you get the upgraded whatever audio package, it comes with a touch screen that controls your climate control and your radio.
Mhm.
And I don't think that's just a tablet they stuck in the dash. I
No.
think it runs off of the car's ECU.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying, but I'm just talking about like when the screen
burns
goes bad.
out.
Oh,
What do
you
how do you
should
decide
be
how?
able to replace the screen though.
But then you
That's
gotta take
money.
the whole dash apart And for
it's
people
not-
that
it's
don't
not
know
a
what they're
good
doing,
machine.
Yeah,
that's
but
gonna
people
be-
have had to take the whole dash apart to do things anyways.
Like,
I've got to replace my heater core. Guess what that takes?
Right,
Taking
but
the whole
that's
dash
not,
apart.
my point is that you have to take it to the dealer because most people don't work on their
Boy,
own car.
how complicated is everything
Oh,
behind
it's
it
gonna be
too?
very
I mean,
complicated.
my speedo cable's going out. Replacing a speedo cable is so easy, because it's all like it's literally a cable that you unplug.
But that's the thing
and put
that
a new one.
I think that's the thing that manufacturers are doing now. They don't want you to work on your own car
Have you
anymore.
seen the bills that are coming, like they're going through and circulating where they're trying to push to where people can't modify their cars or can't have people other than certified dealers work on their cars? There's actually a thing that's going on if you look
Really?
it up. And there's a couple petitions going around saying, you can't do this because
Well, like
Yeah.
my buddy down in Florida, his Impala SS, it's apparently you talk to any of those Impala guys, and most of them can't put aftermarket radio in it, or if it does, it costs a lot of money because they designed the wiring harness in that car so that you couldn't put an aftermarket stereo
Yeah,
in
the
it.
security system. My
The
friend had
security
the same
system,
thing.
yup.
The stereo broke and he couldn't move
Yeah,
his car because it
couldn't
wouldn't
fix
start.
it.
Because they run the freaking security system through the radio. It's retarded. It's like, yeah, my radio went on my car and yeah.
radio in my Crown Vic when I bought it.
Don't you have a stock radio in it?
No.
No, you don't.
4-button AM FM. That's it. No CD player.
What was a cop car?
Yeah.
You're not really listening to the radio.
Some are. Some have a
Busy shooting
cassette
black
player
people
in
out the
them.
window.
What?
It says you're too busy shooting people out the window.
That's funny.
John speaks up to say that.
Alright. Now we know where that's going. No, but I've actually been looking into doing the whole. Have you heard of the Torque Pro app? It's like where
No.
you take a tablet like this, and then you get a Bluetooth reader. Basically, you put it in your OBD2 slot, and
Yep. My buddy has
reads.
one of those.
Only if I
It's
had
really
one
nice.
too.
And they
It's
actually
the-
work pretty good.
The one he has is more specified for American cars because he plugged it into my car and just gave him general knowledge.
Yeah.
But like when he plugs it into his car, it gives him readings from like other people's cars and like it's got some weird stuff like for his car specifically.
Because I was looking into that because my car doesn't have oil pressure gauge, it doesn't have oil temp gauge.
That would be a neat way to put like a pod cluster in your dash.
That's what I thought about. I
without
was going
putting
to
a
get a
pod
tablet
cluster.
about the same size, put it under my cup holders, and just run it off that. So that way I can still see what's going on with my car. 'Cause I don't know what my car's running for temperature wise. I don't even know what it's running for volt wise. Literally, I have nothing. All I have is gas gauge, and I have a
I
heat
don't know what
gauge.
volts my car runs either.
See, I
I figure it's enough.
And see, I don't have a battery gauge. All I have is battery life.
Neither do I.
That's what I'm
Greg
saying.
had to put one in aftermarket. He's got a little, it's actually kind of neat. It's just a little button right next to the gear stick and it lights up a little LED display.
Only if I had OBD2 on my 1990.
Yeah.
Greg's is the same, isn't it?
Yeah, his is a 90 as well.
They don't have OBD2.
Well, yeah,
They-
but we're
they-
talking about you don't need OB2 to just run a
Yeah.
sensor.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, talking about that Bluetooth.
Yeah, no, yeah.
My diagnostic port is in the engine bay.
Ew. That's not fun.
Yeah, it's like if you pop open the hood, it's right on the right side.
Are you
Like mine.
sure?
Yeah.
Because mine has a diagnostic thing in the engine bay too, but if you pop out the inner fuse box, it's right there.
I might, but it's not OBD2.
It's OB1, yeah. No, it's like my Fox body, my 93 Fox body. It's OBD1, and you couldn't do anything, you can't really tune it that much. You have to actually burn a chip for it. That's where the whole.
Actually, I've heard a lot of people prefer OBD1 because it makes it easier to just bolt shit on.
It does, but it doesn't, because then it makes it more complicated when you want to tune it. Because like we're talking about, I have to burn a chip for it, you know what I mean? So if I wanted to go get my Fox body tuned, if I put, cam, heads, intake on it, I have to go to somebody who can actually burn a chip for it.
Or
Versus-
you just run a carburetor.
Yeah, no. Let's go with big N and a O.
Well, actually, I know a lot of guys who still like carbs though.
But why do they like them? Is it because it's easy, or is it because?
Because if it's tuned right, it can
But
do damn near, if not better than
But
the.
then you
And
lose
it's a
the
lot less work
modulation.
to. Yeah, but most people who are doing that kind of stuff aren't exactly feathering the throttle. They're doing that.
I like. I like being able to street drive my cars and not have to worry about it. I guess I'm the kind of person that likes the new technology.
You can drive a carburetor around
I
town.
know, but you're gonna
But
get better.
They've done
with
it
fuel
for
injection.
years.
I'm just saying a fuel injection would be better to better to have.
You're worried about the time, stop it.
I was just letting us know that we have a kind.
Okay, then go do whatever you gotta do. This is all gonna be fixed in post.
I